Hi, I'm Bill.
And I'm Terry.
And welcome to our kitchen table. Today we're going to go over how to buy a used RC online and how to buy a used RC in person is the best way. And you're playing for this Gens Ace battery. It's a short, so it will fit your Rustlers, your Stampedes also. But let's get into the news.
Traxxas is giving the two-wheel drive Slash a new look for a limited time, with orange and black metallic pro graphic paint scheme and black 5-spoke wheels with orange beadlocks to complete the look. Racer's Edge wants you to be able to port your RCs with style in their new Pro 1/8 hauler bag, made with a durable plastic interior frame and plenty of storage. Designed to hold as big as a 1/8 scale buggy and all of your regularly used tools and parts. Comes 100% assembled and ready to use. The fastest prop-driven ultra-micro airplane yet, the new F-27 Evolution UMX from E-flite, is also the first 3S compatible UMX model. BNF Basic with AS3X and Safe Select. Traxxas is making it easy for you to tell the status of your battery. The new battery charge indicators simply plug into your battery end. Green for a fully charged battery, blue for LiPos that are in storage charge, and gray to indicate a discharged battery. They also work to keep your battery ends clean. Also new from E-flite is the Night Radiant FT, an updated version of the popular 2-meter motor glider. Features an integrated LED light system for night flying capability, plus the availability of AS3X and optional use Safe Select technology.
Alright, so I'm just going to run over some simple things, and I'm going to put pictures up when I think it's something we need to zoom in on for you guys. Because we don't do that with our cameras yet, so I'll just put up some stills whenever I think it's necessary. So here's a used car I might see online. This doesn't have a body, which, oh well. Used to be a popular truck, and you can't get a lot of parts for this anymore. And that's my first point. Know what you're buying, know the model it is, know if there's like a lot of them now, they're doing numbers after them. Like my associate buggy gets a B4. They're up to like a B7 or 6 now. So make sure they still make B4 stuff. Doesn't mean don't buy it, just make sure you get parts for it. And this is a great example of that, because this truck I bought online myself before I even had a hobby shop, and I need a belt for it. You can't buy a belt for it.
No?
No. Not to just look it up. So I'm sure you can take it off, and if you want to do enough work, you could probably get something for it. When you break some of these plastic things, you're going to have a plastic printed or something. If you're in love with it, just know that that's a way to, something you got to look at when you're buying it. What's that?
No, I just never thought of that.
And this one also has horrible electronics in it. This has a crystal type radio. A lot of you new guys never even saw this. If you see a little tag like that, this piece actually comes out. Well, the whole thing comes out. But like I said, I'll get pictures up of stuff. This has crystal radio, and you're gonna need a new one. And the cheapest one you can get is like $40 probably if you buy it online. The speed controller is not LiPo compatible, and you're gonna want a LiPo battery if you're just getting the hobby nowadays. That's what you run. Doesn't mean you can't use it. It just means you have to know how to use it. Just know what you're buying, because you're going to want to upgrade all this stuff. If you see a radio like this, it has a big metal antenna, instantly you got $40 you want to put in it. This is the most unreliable radios ever. Not because it's Traxxas, by the way. Every brand, I just happen to have a Traxxas. But this is the crystal type Traxxas. And they make another Traxxas radio that's 2.4 that has a little knob antenna that's still horrible. They get this big antenna, they just don't work as good. So you're going to want to upgrade your radio. So that's right off the bat. You don't even need a clear picture to tell you this. I'm gonna have to put some money in. Now, if you can get it for $25, it's a better deal maybe than buying one for $200 that's mint. It depends what you have already, what you're willing to do to it, and how much money you want to spend on it, how much trouble you want to go through. I have my Blackfoot, which is ancient. You guys seen this before. You can still get parts for it. So don't judge something by the age. I get every part for this is made the same way it used to be made back in the 80s. So just because it's old doesn't mean you can't get parts, but make sure you know, that's all. Let's look at something else. Okay, now we're going to go over a little better how to buy a used vehicle online. That was just my first quick rant about this. So you're going to buy a vehicle online, and the guy wants some money for it. At least he can do is show you a few pictures of stuff that matter. He's going to have to take a picture of you this way, this way, and this way. Of just the vehicle, all assembled. If he's got tires on it, that's great, whatever. Bam, 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 bam. That's going to tell you what the electronics are. And you know, you guys use your phones nowadays, you can blow it up and look the model numbers of all this stuff up. Just see if you can still buy them. See what's going to cost to replace them. You want a picture of the thing plugged in and all the lights on and not blinking. And I mean, a picture, a little clip would be better of it running, but oh well, they're not going to do that probably. So just get a picture with all the lights, this thing booted up if they say it's ready to rock. And then they're going to have to take a couple more pictures for you. And when you're buying something online, they're always going to say, oh yeah, everything's fine, because they don't, pretend they don't know what's wrong with it. I don't think people are intentionally trying to screw you. My customers don't. They just don't know the issues there most of the time.
Yes.
They don't come in and hide stuff. They just, oh, I didn't know that was wrong with it. It's still working, or I forgot it was in the closet for 2 months. They're just genuine people. So just ask for these pictures to protect yourself. And these 2 rims are a great example of that. And yeah, it doesn't matter, it's just tires. Yeah, it does matter. These, you know, to buy the decent tires are going to be at least 25, how much? 25 bucks a pair?
Yeah.
A pair. So if one is unusable like this, then you got to take that off the price of the truck. No matter what, they don't care if it's a big expensive X-Max. If you need tires for it, you got to take that off the price. This one's got no body. I'm selling it with no body like that, say. Body's going to be, 25 bucks is minimum for a body, right?
And people like their bodies.
Yeah, don't get hung up. That's another thing. Don't get hung up on, oh, this looks really cool, because you know you're not going to keep the body. You're going to paint your own body. So don't pay too much because it looks good. Because you're going to either beat it up or you're going to want your own at some point. And we see people every day buy it because of the body, and next week they got a different body on it. So just keep in mind, you're probably going to change it. If it looks cool though, did they do a good job painting it, buy it. What else we got? They're going to say, oh, it's got everything, blah, blah, blah. So make sure, like I said, you see the radio. What do they do with the radio? Get a picture of the radio. I look all the time on these stuff. I never happen to see the radios and the chargers and the batteries they come with. That's why we're doing the show. Ask for it. Not wrong with asking for a few pictures. Yeah, it's got 2 light bulbs with it, Well, if they look like this, it doesn't do you any good. You want to charge that?
No.
I don't want to charge this either.
I don't like being around it.
And we're going to have an awesome show on batteries once I get some time. And I really understand LiPo batteries. I'm going to go over everything with you. I just want to make sure everything's in line first. If it looks like that, you don't want it. If it looks like this, you get a shot. It's nice and thin. You can tell it's not puffy. Puffy's bad. Even if it's a little puffy, still working. Even on a hard sell, this is a hard pack. This is a soft one. These 2 are soft. You can tell. Again, we'll put some pictures up, but you can tell there's something up with this thing just by the picture that they'll send you of it. Square face down picture. Take them 2 seconds to do it. If you can, where's that label see?
Over there next to me.
Okay, you got a. Alright. So then you did all your homework. You made sure your pack was thin. You know what truck you're buying. These are $5. I tell you all the time. I call them LiPo savers. I don't know what they really call them. They're $5 and you're gonna use it all the time. I'll plug this in for you and show you. Oh, I got a good deal. This thing looks brand new too. No good so far. Battery's completely, this is a 3-cell, completely unusable. You can't charge this thing. And this is the kind of thing where they don't know they're screwing you when they do this. They put it in their closet or is in the trunk of their car, and the battery just went to crap and it didn't even puff. So But if they don't have this and they're not willing to jump through the hoops of testing it, then at least make sure it's not puffy. How we doing? And that applies to every single vehicle. Crawlers, we're going to do the crawlers now. And this is a couple little extra things to look for in that. Oh, one other thing, when you're buying something used, in one of the top views they show you, look for screws that don't belong there. Oversized screws, how many times do you see this?
Oh, a lot.
And the problem with the oversized screws and stuff is, it ruins what they screwed into. It ruins the housings and the plastic. I can't tell you how many cars we've had to put the transmission case on because people use the wrong screw, and you can't make the hole smaller again. Did they use Loctite on plastic? That's going to ruin the hole. And I'm going to see if I can get some pictures to put over this of what it looks like. When you see the screws, they're going to have a little white ring around them. Usually it's white.
Yep.
I don't know why, because Loctite's not white. There's only a little white ring around it. And it's the wrong thing to do. And again, it doesn't mean don't buy it. It means don't pay too much for it. I'm going to edit this in because we were just talking and I forgot to mention, and this is why I wanted to use this truck. This one's missing dog bones. And it's one of the reasons I found that when I started to learn, you got to buy something they still make parts for, because this drive shaft's not size. I can get one, I can find it. It's just a pain in the butt. So make sure all the pieces are there. And you can tell by the pictures that you're going to ask the people you're buying from. And as long as they give you all the shots, like I was saying, is the frame cracked, that kind of stuff. They can't forget to tell you about it, and they can't hide it from you if you get those pictures. Couple other things, and this is edited in again, is what kind of the electronic system. Okay, we did the radio, we talked about that. The speed controller and motor system. Brush is pretty simple if you're getting a brush system, but a lot of you want to run lipos with them. So make sure that, some of them nowadays with the tractors, you run a 3S lipo with a brush motor. So make sure the speed controller can handle that though, because this one can't, and it's orange and awesome looking, and a Novak. Novak used to be the biggest brand there was when I was young.
Oh.
They're not around anymore. They're out of business now, just a few years ago too. And so for your brushless, is it censored or sensorless? And you don't know what that is, we'll go over that someday too, but one of them has, when you're a censored one, when you pull your trigger, it acts more like a brush motor. It gently goes. Non-censored is more of a and it just takes off on you, which is still fun. There's nothing wrong with it. It just depends what you want, especially in a rock crawler. To buy a rock crawler without a censored motor, if it's brushless, I don't understand why you do that. Because you're never going to get any throttle. You can't control and barely crawl up something. You can't do it unless it's censored. And they're selling these systems that aren't censored, and I'm not sure how they work. I'm not putting them down. If they work for you, that's fine. I don't know a ton about them. But I don't understand the theory on how that could possibly be good for a rock crawler or a scaler like that. So make sure, at least in that, you get a censored motor if it's brushless. There's no such thing as censored. It just works by the trigger, by how hard you squeeze it. What else did I want to say? Oh, and what's the motor system worth? Because they could have bought in your Rustler a Sidewinder, and it was $300 back in the day. They're not worth that anymore. It's still an awesome motor, but they're worth what they're worth now. Look them up, and you'll be able to tell again by the pictures what the motor system is. Do the motors? Here's another big one. Does the speed controller brand match the motor brand? And it doesn't even necessarily matter. It might be better because they might have a better speed control and a better motor, just the best. Or they put stuff together that doesn't really work together. And just look it up. Just take the 5 minutes. You guys are going to spend a couple $100 on these at least. Take 5 minutes and look this stuff up if you're not sure. It's not a big deal. And one thing I want to warn you on all the Traxxas, the VXL and all that, and I see this all the time. When you push a Traxxas vehicle, now I don't know how you gotta work on the guy online to find out. There's a 2-pole and there's a 4-pole version of the VXL system. Both are awesome, by the way, not a problem. If you get the 2-pole's the old one, the 4-pole's the new one. And if you get an old one, you can trade it into Traxxas for a few bucks. Look up their program. I'm not gonna say prices. It's the same for everyone in the world, even the dealer. And I think they give you give it to you for cost. You can upgrade your whole system to 4-pole, but you don't need to. You really don't need to. But why I'm bringing it up is because I ran into it in the shop the other day. A guy had a 2-pole ESC VXL, and he had a 4-pole motor, and it acted like a rev limiter does on a real car. When you peg, it goes, that's how it went, and it wouldn't go. And all it was he's trying to run a 4-pole motor with a 2-pole ESC, and you can't do that. And the way you can tell very easily on these Traxxas vehicles, a 2-pole is going to push nice and quiet like this. A 4-pole is going to go tick, 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 tick. And you'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you push it. And you want the 4-pole. There's nothing wrong with the 2-pole, but don't pay the same money for a 2-pole that you pay for a 4-pole, because they're not worth as much. And it'll cost you, I'm just going to throw a number, I think it's $100. You send Traxxas your ESC motor, and you get the upgrade. So that's the nice part about Traxxas. They always let you swap up to their newer stuff. And VXL is huge and popular, and a lot of people don't know there's a 2-pole and 4-pole version. It's not going to run over stuff that you mainly want to look for when you're buying a crawler or scale or something like that. What you got, Terry?
I have a G-Made Komodo.
Whose is it?
Mr. Bill's here.
This is parts and pieces that have been traded in over time at our shop. So it's an economy deal, but it's a cool truck. What you looking for?
Well, first of all, with the body, look for cracks and breaks. And this one has lights in it. You check see if they're in there. They're not. This one's not. It's got a break here. It's no big deal, but you do have to fix them and make sure they work. And
they can just plug it in and show you they work. So it's not a big deal. Are they
No,
taped? Are the lights taped in? You know, I just did this so I could run at night one time because I wanted to go out crawling at 3 in the morning.
all the accessories there.
Yeah. Because you're gonna want to fix that stuff like that.
All right, and this one you got some rust on it. The motor's rusted, screws rusted.
The rust isn't necessarily bad, but it means they used it to that extreme. They didn't care that they went in the pond with it or the stream. That's all it really means. It can get inside your tires and ruin your foams. Doesn't mean they did. Doesn't mean their tires aren't sealed. But just know. That's all.
Speaking of tires, the bead locks, you know, the screws there, the right screws, you know.
What happens with the wrong screws?
It could mess with the holes, be loose.
Yeah, they'll never
So you
stay in.
can't-
Never stay in. Even if they got the right screws, though. Sometimes just because they go in and out so many times changing tires, they're not gonna stay in. So do they look seated? When they do your close-up pictures for you? Well, is it halfway screwed in? Do you think you just gotta tighten it? No, it's never gonna stay in. Unless you glue it in there, and then you kind of gonna leave those tires on there.
You know, what kind of tires are on it. You know, the good tires, stock tires,
Yep.
expensive tires.
This truck's worth
Phones.
$80 almost in just tires. I think I gave the guy, I don't know, quite a bit of money just for the used tires.
And of course you did. Got some electrical tape going on here, what's going on under there, you know, stuff like that.
Doesn't mean anything.
No, but
that just
check it
happens
out.
to be that's how they neaten it up. But sometimes that's usually not good.
Drive shafts, all the screws in there, the set screws, anything stripped.
But the pins,
Check.
you know, the loose.
Pins, yes. Little pins in your drive shafts here.
Here.
Listen.
Little pins in your drive shaft she's talking about. Go ahead, point out.
Can't really point at them,
Well,
but
just-
in your links here.
Yeah.
Make sure they're all there. And working right. Does it come with battery or not? You know, is everything working right? Your servo? What does it have for a servo in it? Your shocks? Good
Do you have a
shocks,
stock
you
servo
guys?
or a aftermarket that you heard of before that you know is good? Because you're probably gonna have to replace that. But maybe it has it and that makes it worth more money to you.
Just give it a quick overview. Make sure everything works good. And
Spend 5 minutes on it before you buy it. You'll be surprised what you can find if you just look at a picture.
don't let them rush you. A lot of people like to do that.
And you're meeting the guy in person, that's the best case scenario. You're meeting the guy or gal at a parking lot to buy their RC. Now you can kick into gear exactly what you want to do. I would take this, Yeah, hold that. And I'm looking at this. I'm looking to see if the bearings are rusty, because I'm gonna need new ones probably. Are my wheels pretty tight? Link arms a huge difference between company to company. These are still. I mean, they're just tight as hell. And this thing's obviously been used, a decent amount. Some of the brands they're not gonna be. They're gonna be floppy. And in person, you can tell that. Do this in person. Don't break the guy's truck, okay? But hold both the tires and just give it some pressure, okay? Does it turn? If the wheel turns, the one you're not holding solid, that means your locker inside is broken. Plan on like $20. You got to take it all apart too. So some of these are put together just horribly, and it'd take you an hour to put it in, just to put in the locker. And like she said, the pins, you can tell if the drive shaft's worn by the pins, if there's any slop in them. If they're plastic anyways, they're just stock. Most of you guys are gonna upgrade that. So you might not care if they're worn or not, because you're gonna rip them off right away. Is it bent? Nope, this one's not. Just stuff you look for. You look for the rusty screws and the bearings, and you can do that in person. You can't do that online, and that's where a lot of guys buy cars. But in person, you can really tell. Apply all this stuff in person, and you probably get a good deal, or at least they'll know why you're offering less money and not get offended. That it?
I believe so.
Price this week. Oh, let me go over this first. I forgot. I want to just make sure I was totally clear on the radios. This has a crystal type, and you can just probably ask them, they'll know. Little thing in the back that comes out. If it's not a 2.4, act like it doesn't have a radio, because you're not going to want it. It's just, not that you can't use them, it's just you're not going to want it. You're going to want to upgrade it. You're not going to want the big dumb antenna to break off. And, you have to run this way out like this because of the radio system. Look at the one on mine. That's a 2.4. Pull up. It's this long. That's the difference. And the reception's different. Like I joke, if you got your microwave on, this is going to glitch in my driveway.
Yeah.
Just pull right for no friggin' reason because you turn the microwave on. And that's how a non 2.4 radio, the old style, that's how they get. All right, how do they win the prize?
All right. How about you give me the blue dice there? We'll see what
Oh,
color.
okay. I'm gonna use the dice today.
Yes. We got a 2
2.
and a 5.
Seven
so
caller.
7 caller. That's
Can
a
we do
popular
7
number. Yes.
We get 3 of them. We're going to the casino.
Yeah. All right, 7th caller with the correct answer. The question is, what brand and make is this truck here?
And the phone's on at 9:30 as always. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.